Go Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Text 22, Chapter 3, Canto 10. Ayam tvasabhyas tava janmano grihe Shuttvagrajamste Navadhi Sureshwara Sate avataram purushaya samarpitam Shuttva vaibhi sarati udayudaha. O my Lord, Lord of the demigods, after hearing the prophecy that you will take birth in our home and kill him, this uncivilized Kamsa killed so many of your elder brothers. As soon as he hears from his lieutenant that you appeared, he will immediately come with weapons to kill you. So first thing Prabhupada talks about is the demonic society we are in. because Kamsa is here referred as Asabhya. Sabhya and Asabhya. Asab matlab uncivilized man. Dhira, Adhira. So he's an uncivilized man. His behavior is not good. And it's not small thing what he did. Somebody does this thing to you, definitely you'll be so angry. Kill 6 of your children in front of you. Used to hold the legs and smash the head on the wall. Such a cruel way. One by one, 6 times. Definitely he's heinous, uncivilized person. Now let us have meditation. So Kamsa, he is saying Kamsa is uncivilized man, Vasudeva. So Prabhupada is saying same civilization we have today, totally uncivilized. They're also killing children, like Kamsa was killing. Most of the children today are aborted. I don't know what is the ratio now. At least 1 in 3. 3 में से 1 को तो मार देते हैं पेट में, है ना? And it is very painful what they do. You see in the videos of abortion, they take scissor inside and they cut the body. Because they have to pull out the whole body. And this very uncivilized, very, very heinous. They have imagination, child is not living. Then define life. They don't even know what is life. So much pain they are causing. Heinous. They say the life of the world is increasing, life expectancy. How it is increasing? 1/3 of the child don't see even 9 months. It is decreasing. If you put this, average life will be 20-30 only. Say, if there are 100 people, they live for say 60 years. Okay? And that 30 of them die with the age of almost 0. And 70 live for 60 years. So, just calculate. 70 into 60, 420, 0. Now divided, it becomes 40 years life expectancy. And it's going to increase only. They will kill more. Maybe 1 in 2. It will become 30. So what is this? Prabhupada is so cruel, so cruel. Aren't these uncivilized people? When the election happens in America, this is one of the issues. Because they are also having some culture from their own country. So they also talk about all this. Because conservative, they will not like all this. Republican Party is for all this. Against abortion. They say, no, it should not be done. And what kind of silly arguments are given opposite party? They only talk about rape. What if the child has informed by rape? What is the child? What is it? If this woman cannot maintain, orphanage can maintain. Child cannot be killed. Just because, that famous instance. One mother went to the doctor. And after going to the doctor, she told, see, already I have one son, a 10-year-old. I don't want one more son. See, I am pregnant already. So you abort me. The doctor said, I'll do one thing. If you want to kill one of the child, I'll kill this child. She got frightened. Because she is an illusion. She is thinking the child outside is living and the child in the womb is not living. Worse, he is more helpless. Killing him will be more heinous crime. At least the child can protect himself and run away. He can complain. This child is helpless, totally under the shelter of the mother. And Prabhupada said, what a worse thing it is. When the child is in difficulty, he goes to the mother for protection. Hey, mother kills her. How can he be more heinous than that? With the example of Uttara in Bhagavatam, when Uttara was in trouble, when the Ashwatthama Brahmasar came, what prayers she gives to Krishna? Let me die, but let the child survive. But today, the doctors will say, नहीं, ये बेटे से थोड़ा danger है, मार दो इसको. Immediately, मार दो इसको. Doctor will say, if this child is giving some dangerous for the life of mother, kill the child. Immediately kill the child. Or if they say, we have found some defect in him, एक कान नहीं, मारो नहीं चाहिए. जैसे गाड़ी खरीदते हैं ना, नहीं चाहिए. अरे, now you cannot say, moment is born, you have to take it. Birth is already there. The moment child is conceived, the birth is at that moment. These people call themselves intelligent, have no brains. They don't know what is birth itself. They don't know what is life itself. They will kill anything. But the moment the child is conceived, because matter cannot organize itself on its own. If matter is organizing, means consciousness is there. Do we see suddenly all the things in the room start organizing? No. From one cell, it is getting specialized. There's so much organization, organs are forming. It cannot happen on its own. It's common sense logic. ऐसा है क्या? Suddenly the bricks start collecting together, building is forming. होता है क्या? Huh? All bricks in this area, all the stones get crushed, jelly is formed, road is formed on its own. No, somebody has to put energy to do it. Okay. But that much common sense they don't have. So well organized system, human body is getting formed. Without life, how it is possible? Without consciousness present, matter will not organize itself. They have these funny ideas, and I don't know how they get. They satisfy themselves with those funny ideas. It not last. Because stupidity cannot last for long. You cannot fool all the people for all the time. You can fool, the famous saying, you can fool one person at one time, but you cannot fool all the people at all the time. Finally, people will throw away the nonsense philosophy. Prabhupada said nonsense philosophy only started after Darwin, so 150-year-old. It not last long. People will kick it away after some time. Some sense people have. But people have no sense, and they become so dangerous, so heinous, so sinful, taking shelter of this atheistic philosophies. They kill a child in the womb. Prabhupada said they call themselves civilized. Prabhupada protested. This is not civilized person. What kind of civilization is this? What kind of education this is? What are they learning in the schools and colleges? To do this? To kill the child in the womb? Prabhupada said, what is the result of this education? Such uncivilized civilization. Correct? He totally discredited this so-called education and civilization. Nonsense civilization. Correct? People are not seeing, but we can see. And then the cow. Cow is given the respect in the Vedic culture as mother. And they kill. Prabhupada said, what kind of civilization is this? Correct? It's not that we are going to lift weapons. Then if you want to do that, you have to leave ISKCON. In ISKCON, we cannot lift a weapon. ISKCON, we preach. Correct? That Lord Chaitanya's movement. Did Prabhupada do that? Anything you want to do, first you should see whether Prabhupada did it or he gave an instruction for it. Otherwise, any activity, if it is to be done, which Prabhupada not instructed, Prabhupada don't give instruction, go outside ISKCON. You cannot do that within ISKCON. Correct? ISKCON is Prabhupada's movement. Nobody can make his movement. Prabhupada's order is there, Prabhupada's example is there, do it. If Prabhupada does not give an instruction, Prabhupada does not give an example, you cannot do it. Correct? So we look at the attitude Prabhupada said. He is writing in the purpose. That's how we have to preach. Not with anger, not shouting. As a gentleman we preach. Prabhupada said, no, is this civilization? Same way. Just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Chand Kazi. This was he asked him. My dear Chand Kazi, I have only one question. What kind of civilization is this? You killing your own mother and father? Chand Kazi was shocked and he accepted. Correct? That is the process you have to adopt. You cannot say, no, I will become so-called Kshatriya and I will become angry, I will shout. Yeah, you can do all that outside ISKCON movement, not inside the movement. Do whatever you want. You cannot change the movement's outlook. Correct? The movement outlook remains as Prabhupada has directed. This is Prabhupada movement. ISKCON is Prabhupada movement. Nobody can hijack the movement. It happened in Prabhupada time. People try to hijack the movement. Prabhupada protected it. It remains his movement. Therefore, Prabhupada said, everywhere right, founder Acharya. Because it sets all the rules, regulations and guidelines. So no gentleman Sabya will like these activities. But what is the way we have? Brahminical way. We instruct the society. Just don't do this. It's not good. When Prabhupada was in America, he saw cows getting killed. Prabhupada created agitation. Prabhupada said, don't make it some kind of... So many people doing it actually. So many sadhus, they dedicate their life of protection of the cows, correct? They make rallies and all. We sympathize with that, but we are not a movement for vegetarian movement. ISKCON is not a movement for those things. When Prabhupada was preaching in America, They ignored all these things. They know they are doing all that. They are eating non-veg, they are drinking, they are eating beef. They are still coming for his program. Prabhupada is ignoring. Just, he was giving them strength. Hear Krishna consciousness. Shanubatam sakata Krishna punya shavana kirtanaha hirdantastu yabhadrani vihudunoti swaharsatam. By hearing Srila Prabhupada, gradually their heart became purified. And then they said, okay, I will not do this. Okay, so that is how we are going to form this movement. This is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given direction. This was Prabhupada and we have to follow. It's the Prabhupada movement. This is the process we are going to take. So these two things are done in the society, asabhya, uncivilized society. Just like Kamsa was killing children, today also they are killing children. At least Kamsa is killing after they are born. They are killing in the womb in total helpless condition. And second thing, they are killing the cows, which is not expected to be done from any civilized society. So these two things show this asabhya civilization. And then the reaction comes. If society is uncivilized, then the papa is like a seed. When we are doing sinful activity, the seed is sown in the ground, and one day the tree will come out. Because the seed of sinful activity is sown, and people are going to suffer. Very unfortunate. We do not want them to suffer, but Prabhupada says, if you break a law of state, maybe you can intelligently escape punishment. Say sorry, blah blah. But if you touch the laws of the Lord, the punishment is severe. For the cows, it is as many hairs are there in the body of the cow, that many life will suffer in hell. Oh my God. So devotee knows this. When he sees people doing sinful activity, actually he is feeling bad because he knows the kind of reaction they will get. Oh my God, why they are doing all this? They are going to suffer so much because nothing goes unnoticed. Everything is recorded. He cannot escape. Strict punishment is there for any sinful activity. Correct? In the Vedic culture, therefore, people are very careful to do sinful activity because the punishment is severe. They know that. Here people do not know. They are blind. But they know the fact. How much severe punishment will be there in Yamaloka, Yamadutas. When Parikshit Maharaj hears of the severe punishment which is going on in Yamaloka, the 23 varieties of Yamaloka, severe punishment. People cry with pain. People wail with pain. Their limbs are torn apart. They are thrown from the mountain. They are crushed by elephants. And they don't die. The problem is they don't die. In Yatana Sharira, when you are cooked in a kadai, you don't die. You feel the same pain that you get now. People are so excited to eat animals and birds and they cook them alive, correct? And they eat. How many pictures you have seen, videos? Dogs and all alive, they are thrown into the burning kadai and cooked and eaten. Okay, good. Be ready now for punishment. And you get a Yatana Sharira in which you will be cooked but you will not die. Same pain you will feel, but oh wow, tremendous pain. When Parikshit Maharaj hears about various kinds of sufferings and various Yamaloka, Yamaduloka, hells, he is so scared. Scared for the public, not for him. He says, my God, they will suffer like this, Parikshit Maharaj, Shukdev Goswami. Oh my God, people will suffer like. Is there any way they can escape punishment? So Shukdev Goswami said, yes, they can do some prayashita. Voluntarily undergo some prayashita to come out of the reaction of sinful activity. Then Parikshit Maharaj said, no, that doesn't work because as a king punish people, but then they do the same activity again. Kunjara Shauchavat, the bathing of an elephant. So Shukdev Goswami said, good, I'll give you one more way. They can cultivate knowledge. But then cultivate knowledge, it's like, okay, I may not do sinful activity now because I have understood it's not good for me. But then, after some time I'll do. Like trees, they are cut, the roots are there. Any moment they will again do sinful activity. So how do you come out? He said, Kechit kevalaya bhakta, Vasudeva parayana, agam dhunvansik asana niharam bhaskara. If you take to devotion service to Krishna, kevala bhakta, pure devotion service, Vasudeva parayana, become very dear to the Lord. All the sinful activities are vanished, just like when a sun comes, fog vanishes. So only hope for the people to give up the sinful activities is Krishna consciousness. When people get a chance to hear Krishna Nama from the devotees, not from professional, from devotees. When they get a chance to hear the Krishna Nama, what happens? Their heart becomes gradually purified. And once heart is purified, they get a chance to taste Krishna consciousness. And then they leave all sinful activities. So it is very unfortunate when devotee maintains material desires even after hearing so many instructions. One of the 10 offenses to the holy name is to maintain material desires. Devotee having desire, I want to have a big house, I want to have a special mobile, I want to have a special car. It's not bhakti. It's symptom of Mishrat Bhakti. There is Mishrat Bhakti, there is Shuddha Bhakti. Shuddha Bhakti, there is no personal desire at all. There is only one desire. How do I satisfy Krishna? And Mishrat Bhakti, you do so many things along with Bhakti. Then you don't advance well. There is you don't feel the sweet pleasure of serving Krishna. Correct? You don't feel. When I was to join the temple, that's what I was thinking. I can work for Infosys. It's not a big deal. But then what I'm going to do finally? What I'm doing? What is my work ending up in? It ending up in somebody's sense gratification. Make some software program that will help somebody to enjoy the senses. That's it. It's not ending in Krishna's pleasure. It's ending in sense gratification. Dump it. Therefore, somebody may give 100 crore, a devotee will not do it. Why I should work materially? Why should I do? Kya fayda hai? What is the pleasure? Simply some sense gratification. Why I want to do? Why not work for the pleasure of Krishna? But that requires advancement. It's not easy. At a fruitive platform, somebody cannot do that. When it is that a lot of material attachments are there, a lot of desire for sense gratification is there, it's not easy to give up. It requires spiritual advancement. Vairagya doesn't come just like that. Vairagya comes by spiritual advancement. Bhakti. Bhakti pareshana bhava virakti. If bhakti has come, then virakti should come. No, virakti is not there, then bhakti is also not there. Why a person is attracted to material efforts, material desires? Why is he attracted? What's the fun in that? Therefore, when we go to society, we have 3 different preaching. We don't preach same thing to everybody. When we go to donors, we hardly preach. Oh, very nice. Please come to temple sometime. We don't preach because they can't hear. They're so proud they can't hear anything. They think they achieved everything in life. They got some money, some protection, Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya. They have their own nonsense philosophy. We don't preach to them because they can't hear. We just tell them to try to engage them in Krishna's service. Some permission we take from them, or we take some donation for the temple. Very rare we can preach to them. Very rare. They're generally too proud. Correct? And sometimes preaching to them, then the seva stops. So we don't even try. They will not listen. Somebody you go, he may be Devi Devata Bhakta. You tell him, no, Krishna is God, he will not look at your face again. So at least take some service from him and leave him alone. So we preach minimum. Because he can't hear now. Just engage him in Krishna's service. Correct? One level. Second level, preach to congregation. But their problem is they are too attached to family, wife, children. There also we don't preach fully Krishna. Something you preach. Yeah, please chant Hare Krishna. That's it. We know more they cannot hear. They don't want to hear. Forget they cannot hear. They don't want to hear. Correct? Isn't it? So one level we preach to them. Yeah, we be nice. Yeah, it's very good. It's everything nice. Chant Hare Krishna. That's it. We don't teach them. But when we teach the youth, we teach everything. Correct? We teach everything. Why we teach the youth to come, become part of the movement? Why do we teach? Because it is the highest instruction. But they can handle it. Congregation, they can't handle. They one level. Be nice, keep chanting, that's good enough. And the donors, even less. Therefore, there are 3 different preaching you have to do. Very, very careful. We should not go and give the level of teaching to donor teaching to youth. No. He can take much more. Be nice, sometime come to temple. No, chant Hare Krishna. Oh really? Krishna Supreme Lord. Oh really? Give your life to Krishna. We teach. Why we teach? We don't teach that to second level also. They cannot understand that. Even though he may be in a position. But we don't teach. He cannot hear that. He doesn't want to hear that. See, it's like that. Everybody thinks in this world he is in a prestigious position. Wherever he is. Even a pig thinks he is in a prestigious position. So, you meet a donor, he thinks he is in a prestigious position. You don't tell him the next level. He thinks this is accomplishment. We just dovetail him. Yeah, see, by God's grace, you have so much power, you have so much wealth, you can do some service to Krishna. Yeah. Thank you very much. That much level. Varnashrama. At one level, leave him alone. Don't push him. Vaishya to come to Brahminical platform. We don't give Brahminical instruction to a Vaishya. He cannot handle it. Therefore, unconsciously we do Varnashrama teaching actually. And then we meet congregation, they are also devotees, but true, there are some congregations who are very, very advanced. Possible. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Griye tako, vane tako, sada hari bole tako. How does it matter? Yehi Krishna Tattvaveta Suru Sei Guru Haya. When Ramananda Rai was teaching to Lord Chaitanya, so Ramananda said, wait a minute. Why you are asking me a question? You are a Brahmin and a sannyasi. I am a Vaishya and a Shudra. No, sorry. I am a family man and a Shudra. A Shudra Grahastha. And you are a Brahmin sannyasi. How can you take instruction from me? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said what? Kiva pipa kripanyasi Shudra ke naya. Ei Krishna Tattvaveta Se Guru Haya. So it doesn't matter. Persons should know, but know means it should have an effect in the heart. Academic knowledge, nobody will respect. I know academic knowledge, but people don't want to hear because first thing people want to see is that knowledge part of your system. We can speak so many things here. We should just think of serving Krishna. Yes, just think of serving Krishna. Are you on that platform? Otherwise, people will not like to hear. Just that I know knowledge, people will hear. People are not interested to hear. Correct? Suppose person is not sabhya, he is asabhya. People don't want to hear. I am uncivilized. People don't want to hear. Correct? That is extreme end. So people also, when they see Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janiyati Asu Vairagyam Jnanam Chat Ahetukam. When somebody is offering service to Krishna, two things should be visible in him. Then we can say he is advancing. First thing is Vairagya, detachment. It should be visible. And Jnana, realized knowledge. Two things should be visible in him. Then we know he is advancing in spiritual life. What are the two things visible? Vairagya. Vairagya means now he is not so much after the small family of birth. He embraces the whole world as a family. Correct? That's called Vairagya. Now his family is very big. Correct? Just like a family man. He's actually very selfish. He's thinking of his own child. Why not neighbor's child? Isn't it selfishness? He only wants to take care. My child should get education. The neighbor's child might die. This is selfishness. This is one level of cripple-mindedness. He wants to come out of that. He wants to embrace the whole world as a family. As everybody is seeing as children of Krishna. He wants to work on that platform. His family is very big. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Whole earth is my home. Correct? He is on that platform. Much. That is a cripple-mindedness. One member of my family whole day within that 10 feet by 10 feet house, they're looking at each other. Totally selfish mentality. So advanced mentality embraces the whole world. Lokanam lihitakarinekau tribhuvane. What is the shloka? Shad Goswami. Lokanam tribhuvane. This is a very beautiful shloka. Vande Rupa Sanatana. So they did that. They accepted that. Just imagine. Had they been stuck to their families, what they would have achieved actually? Nothing they would have achieved. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered them, go. They just went. Because now the mission of the Lord was in front of them. Correct? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was given of some instructions. And they were sitting in Vrindavan. They were totally absorbed. So much absorbed. They were not even sleeping 2 hours a day. Totally absorbed. And they were tears in their eyes of love of Krishna, constantly writing, searching for the deities, establishing Vrindavan as a holy dham. Correct? It was all smashed. Not because of Muslims, because of the Buddhism. People have left the Vedic culture. They found the deities, established the temples again, made beautiful temples in Vrindavan. wrote Vedic literatures, gave example of a great devotee. Therefore, you go Vrindavan, what do you see? The Goswami places. इधर भजन कुटी है, इधर उनका भजन कुटी है, इधर इनका पुष्य समाधि है, इधर इनका actual समाधि है. All Vrindavan is full of Goswami's places. They are somewhere they are chanting, oh this is their भजन कुटी. यहाँ बैठ के कभी कभी जप करते थे. वो भी मंदिर है. तीर्थम कुर्वन्ति तीर्थानि. The great devotees can create tirthas. Correct? So this is actually the advanced in spiritual life. The person should understand the mood. Should understand the mood. Even Srila Prabhupada, as a pastime, not as an opportunity, but as a pastime, he at a particular time when he realized now my family can take care of itself, he left the home. Correct? Not that in a situation it is we leave people like it happened somewhere in Jaipur. No, in Ahmedabad, somebody joined the temple. His house was handicapped. Parents are handicapped. It became a huge issue. मतलब लोग हाँ करने लगे ISKCON के ऊपर. People became angry. Actually, ISKCON didn't do that. Other splinter group did it. But people were saying, people are very bad, very upset with it. What is all this nonsense? Correct? How this can be allowed in a temple? Because they are showing parents are crying and helpless. Mother is handicapped, father is handicapped. How are they going to live? And he joined the temple. They had to send him back. It came in all newspaper, TV, interview with the parents. Society was like wild and anger. What is this nonsense? True? You understand? So it's not that, see, you Prabhupada the example itself. He didn't leave the family in that situation. By the Prakati Leela, by whatever reasons, he left at when they were able to take care of themselves. Correct? The children are grown up. Now there was no need for him to interfere. Yeah, that's enough. Because he had the mission of his guru in front of him. What he would have done? Yeah, he tried, but it was not possible. Anything was not manifesting. So he left everything. He told his wife, and there was, I go. And he went to Vrindavan and he started working and established such a big movement. Correct? Totally 24-hour focused. He did not have 1 second free. Actually, he want to serve Krishna, you should not have 1 second free. So much is there to do. We are just sleeping actually. There is so much work to do. Can't we see that? Look at left, right, center. Who is Krishna conscious? There is enough work to do. Suppose we look at each other, we think, okay, he knows Krishna Supreme Personality. How many people in Mangalore know that? Hardly anybody. Correct? And Prabhupada was not preaching to one community or one religion. He was preaching across communities and across religions. Not that I will teach, just like some people do that. They teach within their community. They don't go even outside. Forget about the whole, say, Hindu sect. They preach within their small sub-part of that. उसके बाहर स्वामी जी बात नहीं करते हैं. कोई संस्कार नहीं है, कोई फ़ायदा नहीं. They excuse करते हैं उसका. So whatever it is, they are limited to that. And we as a movement, ISKCON is actually all embracing. We should be preaching to every person in this world, irrespective of their so-called faith and whatever you're preaching. We are not speaking against faith. We are telling God is there, take shelter of God. Which religion is against that? Every religion supports that. Prabhupada said, teaching of religion is know God and love Him. Every religion is common on this point. Some details are different. We are preaching vigorously. There is so much work to be done. Because unless people surrender to God, they cannot be happy. We should be convinced of this. Because we think, no, some material arrangement people will become happy. No. So many material arrangements are there. There are so many people of wonderful material arrangement, they were not happy. Something will be there in this world to make them unhappy. Because this world is not a place for settlement. Okay, all arrangements are there. Just like Chitraketu yesterday night we were discussing. Child was not there, so he was unhappy. Correct? Something will be there which will keep you disturbed. If you want to be disturbed, there is enough reason to be disturbed, and that's how the karmis are. They're just thinking of, if this happens to me, I'll become happy, and keep dreaming. There is no happiness in whatever situation they are, but they anticipate happiness in some further situation which never comes. But they forget that the main thing they're missing is Krishna consciousness. They don't know this idea. If they become Krishna conscious, they will be happy. We should be confident and we should preach. That is called Sabhya. Correct? And then people will become Sabhya. But otherwise, if he is a very sinful civilization and people are suffering, so much suffering and so much suffering awaits them. Correct? So much suffering, there is nothing. Now people are worried of suffering of Corona. Anyway, people are dying. This is small. Just wait. See in Yamaloka the suffering. The suffering in this world are not even 1% of suffering in Yamaloka. People cry in pain there. When you are burnt alive, there is a lot of pain, sir. In a yatana sharira in which you don't die. You suffer the pain, but you don't die. Like it is said, people who indulge in embracing, do illicit sex, they are made to embrace a form of molten form. Now embrace. Oh my God. Can you imagine the terrible suffering that will come? Correct? So much terrible sufferings are there. So people will suffer. If a person who knows the Shastra knows that. So much suffering is awaiting the society. There is nothing. Much more suffering is there, which he gets information from the Shastra. And Parikshit Maharaj said, how they can be saved? That is what the devotee is interested in. Compassion. Okay? He tries to save the society. Okay? Devotee is very gentle, very soft-hearted. He cannot tolerate to see the suffering of other people. Any gentleman cannot tolerate. You see other person suffering, it's very difficult for him. He tries to elevate the suffering of the people. And how the suffering can be elevated? By the process. Give them proper set. We have two processes at the ISKCON movement. Harinama and the Shastra. Give them books, give them Harinama, give them Prasadam. That's it. Gradually, as the people have these three things together, gradually, slowly, the minds will become calm and they'll become civilized. And then they will not do activities which bring great misfortune to them. Srila Prabhupada ki Srimad Bhagavatam.